Hello folks, welcome back to the show. My name is Lepharia. We will continue looking at the remaining three cards, not cards, but classes that we'll be getting new cards in Goblins versus Gnomes, which is Shaman and Warlock, and last but not least we have the Warrior. So let's jump into it. We have the Ancestor's Call for 4 mana. Put a random minion from each player's hand into the battlefield. That card I like a lot because there is a card in Magic the Gathering called Show and Tell. Which enables each player to put a permanent card from his hand onto the battlefield, which serves like the same purpose as this one, but it is, but this one's random, of course, because in Hearthstone everything's random. And yes, Show and Tell in Magic the Gathering is that powerful that it has its own deck built around it, which is Sneak and Show. And yeah, I can see that thing being very potent if you combine it with quality legendaries. But it might screw you over just like Show and Tell does in Magic, if your opponent manages to have a good minion in hand as well. And that card draws it, of course. As I said, it's always random. But yeah, very interesting card, and I'm looking forward to seeing that card in action. Then we have Crackle, 2 mana, deal 3/6 damage, overload 1. Very, very nice card, very interesting. 3 to 6 damage for 2 mana, and 1 mana the next turn. Of course, very good. 3 mana for 3 is fine. If you manage to get up to 6, that's pretty good. I can see that card inducing a lot of nerd rage, because, of course, you will sometimes gamble and your opponent has like 5 health left and you cast it to his face and it deals like 4/3, and you don't manage to kill your opponent that turn. Or, on the other hand, when you're on the other side of that, you have 5 health left and it deals exactly the 5 damage to you. That can be very frustrating, I believe. So yeah, a very interesting card, and a card that Shaman dearly needs, I think. So yeah, next card of Dune More Shaman, 4 mana 5/4. Wind Fury Overload, 1/50 chance to attack the wrong enemy. That's very nice. 5/4 Wind Fury is very nice, and yeah, it really needs the drawback that it might attack the wrong guy. Otherwise, that thing would be overpowered. But 5/4 Wind Fury is a powerhouse. Then we have Neptulon, the legendary, 7 mana 7/7 battle cry. Add 4 random Murlocs to your hand. Okay, do we want to make Murlocs viable again? I wouldn't see why you would, but keep in mind the thing has overload 3, so if you play it on turn 7, next turn you will have 5 mana. Okay. Yeah, again, it's a lot of randomness in there. You might get crappy ones, you might get okay. Maybe a Shaman Murloc deck will be viable, we will see. I wouldn't mind making Murlocs making a comeback if the deck is viable and balanced in the upcoming metagame. Then we have the Power Mace, 3 mana 3/2. Death Rattle, give a random friendly mech +2/+2. Okay. So 3/2 weapon is nice. That's the stats that Fiery War Axe has. Keep in mind it's for 1 mana less, but it has the nice Death Rattle that it gives a friendly mech +2/+2. So if you happen to have a mech in your deck, then that card can be good. Other than that, it's kind of subpar weapon. And Siltfin Spirit Walker, a 4 mana 2/5 Murloc. Whenever another friendly Murloc dies, draw a card. Overload 1. Okay, so more like a mid-range Murloc. Other Murlocs have been very cheap so far, and that one is a bit pricier. Of course, it has a lot of health, and if you manage to draw that with your Neptulon or something like that, that could be pretty good. Okay, I like the kind of control-ish effect that you draw a card, or that might be good in a Murloc aggro deck if you play it on turn 4 and then bash your Murlocs into something else. You can then refuel your hand, which an aggro deck has often problems with, because aggro decks tend to dump their hand and then have nothing left. That's why Warlock's do is so good, by the way, because it can draw cards off its hero power. And then we have Vitality Totem, 2 mana, 0/3. At the end of your turn, restore 3 health to your hero. Very good. Very interesting. I like that. Pretty much like a Manatite Totem, but you don't draw a card, you get health back. So it might be good in Shaman Control in conjunction with Manatite. Gives you everything you need in a control deck. In addition to good control that you, board control that you will have to get otherwise. And then Whirling Zap-O-Matic, 2 mana, 3/2, Wind Fury mech. Praise Jeebus, a good Wind Fury card. So, again, same stat line as the Bloodfen Raptor, but with Wind Fury. So, that card's very potent. It's an upgrade to the Bloodfen Raptor, of course. I can see that thing being good in Arena, and maybe in Constructed, even if you want to go for like a Wind Fury type deck with Flame Tongue Totem and Rock Biter Weapon and stuff like that. So those are the Shaman cards. Pretty interesting. Maybe there's a Shaman Murloc deck incoming. I wouldn't mind seeing that, but as I said, as long as it's balanced and not too strong in the upcoming metagame. So yeah, next up are the Warlock cards. We have the Anima Golem, 6 mana, 9/9. At the end of each turn, destroy this minion if it's your only one. Okay, pretty nice late game option for Zoo, isn't it? If you have a lot of cheap minions out and you play this guy, it will probably stick around for a bunch of turns, and it's a 9/9 for 6 mana, which is amazing value. Yeah, it might be good in Arena, maybe not so much, but of course if your opponent manages to kill all of your weak minions with like an AoE spell, this guy does as well, but that is the drawback that you take into account with that. So very Warlocky type card, very interesting. Then we have Dark Bomb, 2 mana, deal 3 damage. So, okay, I think this will take the place of Soulfire in Handlock. Why am I thinking that? Handlock doesn't want to discard cards, and Soulfire does that for 1 more damage. And Soulfire gets nerfed because it will cost 1 mana now. And mana's not really that big of a problem for Handlock, not as much as for Zoo. And yeah, playing a 2 mana 3 damage spell is better than a 1 mana 4 damage spell that discards your card out. Then Demon Heart, 5 mana, deal 5 damage to minion. If it's a friendly demon, give it +5/+5 instead. So it's a Demon Fire with higher value. Well, Demon Fire hasn't been very viable, has it? But 5 damage is quite a bit. Kills a lot of minions, and giving +5/+5 to your Tomb Guard or Flame Imp or Void Walker is of course very strong. But I don't know whether that thing will be viable or not. I'm going to tend to say maybe not, but we will see. Then we have Fell Cannon, 4 mana, 3/5. At the end of your turn, deal 2 damage to a non-mech minion. Okay, so that's good for mech type decks in Warlock, because if you only have mechs, then it will hit an enemy minion, which is nice. But other than that, it's a Demolisher with a better stat line. The stat line isn't awful, so it might be okay. It looks good in for Arena if you happen to have a lot of mechs already. But other than that, not so much. Then Floating Watcher, 5 mana, 4/4. Whenever your hero takes damage on your turn, gain +2/+2. So it synergizes with your hero power very much, and with things like Hellfire and whatnot. Okay, yeah. First thought that a lot of people had on that card is that thing is OP as hell, because Warlock takes a lot of self-damage, and that thing will grow to incredible proportions, especially with your hero power. But think of it this way. Let's say you play it on turn 7. You have a 5 mana 4/4, and then you use your hero power. That makes a 7 mana 6/6, which still isn't very good. Of course, that draws you a card. But hey, if it sticks around, it might be good, because it will grow over time. But yeah, it synergizes with what Warlock does, but I don't think it's overpowered. It's strong, but not overpowered. And we have Implosion, the pun. 4 mana, deal 2 to 4 damage to a minion, summon a 1/1 imp for each damage dealt. Okay, very randomy, bullshitty type card. Synergizes with Knife Juggler, of course, and stuff like that. Maybe Sea Giant. 2 to 4 damage is quite the margin. Might cause a lot of rage because you want to kill a 3 health minion and you don't. Well, okay, I'm fine with that card. I can't see it being very strong. And then we have Mistress of Pain, 2 mana, 1/4. Whenever this minion deals damage, restore that much health to your hero. This mechanic I love. This has an equivalent in Magic as well. This is called Lifelink, and Lifelink, very, very good mechanic in Magic. However, the stat line for that mechanic is terrible. You have 1 damage, and that means you will restore 1 health per turn to your hero. You can use things like Demon Fire and Demon Heart on it, or you can use a Defender of Argus. But I don't think that will cut it. As I said, Demon Heart and Demon Fire probably not very good in the upcoming metagame. Other than that, this thing just doesn't do very much. It's just a 1/4 for 2, which is terrible. And then we have Mal'Ganis, the legendary 9 mana 9/7. Your other demons have +2/+2. Your hero is immune. That thing I love. I want that thing for my handlock deck because it provides kind of a I call it Kira type effect. Kira is another magic card. Because your opponent has to kill that one before it goes for your face, and that buys you tons of time. And if you happen to have Lord Jaraxxus out, which of course has a weapon, you can hit the biggest minions on the field, and you won't take any damage if you happen to have Mal'Ganis out. Other demons having +2/+2 is a nice side effect, but normally you don't play that many demons in your deck. I think many people have pointed that out, that the demons that Warlock has have sort of like an anti-synergy between them. And yeah, giving your Void Walker like +2/+2 is nice, and with Flaming, of course, but I don't think Mal'Ganis is the card that you would put in such decks. But we will see. Of course, a very nice card, very interesting, and I can see that being very good in Handlock, and I want that card for that deck. And now we have the Warrior cards. First of all, 3 mana Bouncing Blade. Deal 1 damage to a random minion, repeat until a minion dies. That will cause some chaos. And, oops, I love this card. Of course, Warrior always wants to damage his own minions, so the side effect of hitting your own isn't that big of a deal. If you happen to have like an Acolyte of Pain out, and you play this card, you might even draw 3 cards off of it, or you have an Armorsmith out, or or maybe a Frothing Berserker or stuff like that. So that synergizes with all of that, and I love this effect. I hope it will have like a nice animation with like a literal blade hopping across the battlefield. And of course it has the use that you can kill your opponent's minions with it and damage them. So yeah, pretty bullshitty type effect, but I can see that being very, very effective. Then we have Crush, 7 mana, destroy a minion. If you have a damaged minion, it costs 4 less. Okay, I like this one in a vacuum. So Warrior tends to damage his minions a lot, as I said, and then you have like a 3 mana kill, destroy a minion, and you can target that on a minion that you want to have destroyed. So yeah, is this better than Execute though? I don't think so, because Execute, of course, destroys a damaged enemy minion, and damaging an enemy minion isn't that hard for Warrior. And Execute is 1 mana then, so I think that will Crush will not be better than Execute for that matter. But I think it's good that it's in there. Then we have Iron Juggernaut, the warrior legendary, 6 mana, 6/5. Battlecry, shuffle a mine into your opponent's deck. When drawn, it explodes for 10 damage. So that thing will deal 10 damage eventually, once you play it, I guess. And yeah, I like that effect. 10 damage is a lot. That's a third of your opponent's health. And yeah, I can imagine that being very good in like aggro-ish, mid-range type decks. In control, not so much, but in more aggressive decks, very much so. Even if your opponent is out of cards, that would be nice. And then we have the Ogre War Maul. 3 mana, 4/2, 50% chance to attack the wrong enemy. That on a weapon is dangerous. I like the effect, as I said, and stat line is okay. That's a Deathbite. I think Deathbite is better. By far, but if you're into that kind of effect and you don't mind hitting the wrong enemy every now and then yeah, go for it. And Screw Jank Clunker, 4 mana, 2/5. Battlecry, give a friendly mech +2/+2, so the warrior mech card. Nice artwork on that one, by the way. Give a friendly mech +2/+2. You can probably target that, I guess. And yeah, that's a nice synergistic card, so it's more of a 4/7 for 4, which is very nice. Then we have a Shield Maiden, 6 mana, 5/5. Battlecry, gain 5 armor, which is basically gain 5 health. Not too impressed by that. Of course, a 5/5 for 6 is subpar, and gaining 5 armor is, well, you gain a lot of armor as warrior as is with shield block and whatnot. So I think these cards will be better in warrior decks. And then Siege Engine, 5 mana, 5/5. Whenever you gain armor, give this minion +1 attack. That one I like. That's pretty cool. Now that I don't think that counts for every point of armor you gain, but for every time you gain armor, right? If you play a shield block, it will gain +1 attack and a +5. That would be a bit too ridiculous. But yeah, that card's pretty nice. A lot of cards in this set that grow over time. So yeah, 5 health is pretty nice. That will stick around a bit and grow as you go. So yeah, then Warbot, 1 mana, 1/3, Enrage +1 attack. So it's a 2/2 for 1, which is okay. So you exchange 1 health for 1 attack, pretty much. That's pretty nice, of course, but not too strong. So yeah, those are all the Goblins versus Gnomes cards that will be coming tomorrow. So far, very, very nice cards among them. I love me the new legendaries. They pretty much all sound very powerful, or at least feasible. Some are very, very bullshitty type effects, very gimmicky, but Hearthstone is for the most part designed that way. Then you just can build decks that are gimmicky and have fun with that. And a lot of cards that I can see being competitively relevant. I pointed those out as we went through them. So yeah, for now, I'm pretty excited for the new set, and we will be cracking some packs tomorrow. I will see how many I can afford, but yes, that will happen tomorrow. So far, as always, if you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments below. For now, my name's been Lepharia. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow when we crack some packs. Bye.